Welcome to my 25 days of Christmas, day 2, Gammon. Now this isn't your ordinary gammon. This is a stunning piece of pork that we've brined, boiled and basted to perfection. Let's get it. Now, the gammon, the Christmas gammon. There's a couple of stages you need to go through to make sure your gammon sings for Christmas. What product are you using? Here, I've got an unsmoked raw gammon. Now, a gammon is a pig shoulder that's been salted. When you buy this product in, if you were to cook it straight away, the salt content of that shoulder would just be too high. So first thing you need to do is bang it in a big pot, fill it with cold water and soak it for 24 hours. I've got my big pot. Have you got yours? Now your meat has been soaked overnight, stick on some gloves and take it out to drain. The salt has been extracted from the pork, so there's nothing really left to do with the water other than throw it away. It's done its job and it can be discarded. Now it's flavour time. Aromatic herbs and garlic start this story before we move on to the mirepoix. Mirepoix of vegetables is a selection of basic veg that we use to impair deep flavour into cooking. We start by taking celery and chopping it into chunks. Make sure it's washed before you use it. We can leave the leaves on, it's only going to add to the flavour. Then carrots. I always peel my carrots as an old habit, chop those into chunks and get them into the pot. Onion, halved, peeled and quartered, straight in, and then we're going to move on to the leeks. These can just get chopped into 2-inch chunks and bang straight in the pot, and that's your mirepoix done. Place your gammon on top, fill with water, add a good pinch of cracked black pepper, stick the lid on, give it a little kiss. We're going to bring that up to a boil and then simmer for around an hour and a half. Once everything's cooked, I leave the pan to cool for half an hour. Take your veg out first with a pair of tongs and stick them into a strainer. Then pour out your pork stock and save this to one side. This can be used for soups, broths, ramens. All manner of perfect dishes can be made with this stock, so do not throw it away. Now carefully take your steaming gammon out of the pot and place it onto a cloth that's been folded onto a tray. The glaze, the sticky glaze. Orange zest starts the story. Now when I zest my oranges, I make sure I don't touch the white bit. It's just that first perfume of orange that you want. Juice and honey goes into the pan. Then we start with our spices. You add your nutmeg to give a Christmassy hit to this dish. Good amount of cinnamon and a generous pinch of black pepper. These spices are warming, these spices are Christmassy, and it wouldn't be a proper glaze without a good hit of mustard and a sprinkling of brown sugar. We want to bring this up to the boil and just emulsify all of those ingredients. You're looking for it to reduce slightly, but not all the way. That can be left to one side while you untie your gammon. Take off all the strings that have helped that gammon keep its shape during the cooking process. Then you carefully peel back your skin. It can come off in one piece, or if it rips, don't worry about it too much, because we're gonna trim the fat slightly anyway. This should reveal a nice pink glossy layer of fat that isn't completely broken down and does hold its structure slightly. Take your sharpest blade and shave off the fat, trimming up slightly and creating that beautiful cylindrical shape. If you're not sure how much to take off, I would say leave it on rather than take it off. It's better to have a good thick bit than a little thin bit. Once you're all trimmed up, you can start your scoring. We're looking at 1/2 centimetre deep slices down through the fat, diagonally across, going all the way over the surface of the gammon. And once you've done it one way, turn it 90 degrees and go again. This will give you those stunning little diamonds, that crisscross effect that you get on a classic gammon. This is how it's done. It's as easy as that. I like to stud my gammon with cloves, so each individual diamond gets a tiny little studded clove at the middle of it. Then once the fat is scored, the cloves are in, we transfer to a cast iron pan and pour that delicious glaze all over the top. Now I've got my oven free with my fan on. My gammon goes in, we take it out, and then we baste. This gammon will get taken out and basted at least 5 or 6 times during the glazing process, and that's because we want to build those layers of flavour. We want to build that gloss, build that shine, and that's only achieved through this process. Once you're happy with the caramelization on the gammon, take it out and place it on a tray. That remaining glaze inside that pan can then get reduced down to a beautiful toffee-like caramel and napped back over the gammon for that final glaze and shine. And all the hard work is now done. You are roasted, you are glazed, you are perfectly cooked. All that's left is to pick your sharpest blade and carve through generously. Now look at that, that is banging, isn't it? Come on. When you carve your gammon, you're looking to use the entire blade of your knife. You brought the whole knife, so use the whole knife. Big sweeping motions with a super sharp blade will cut this gammon like butter. That's it, done and dusted, perfectly glazed and good enough for your Christmas table. A proper Christmas ham, slowly poached. We've taken the fat off there, scored, studded with cloves. We've got the orange, the honey, the mustard, brought down in the oven over time, ladle after ladle, and this thing takes love and time. If you follow these steps properly, this is more than achievable for you to do at home to create a banging Christmas and a proper traditional centerpiece. Clove studded, pepper spiced, honey glazed gammon, good enough for your Christmas table. Ah, thank you.